गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Repeat after me. Shri Gurave Namaha. Repeat after me. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् सच्चिदानन्दकन्दाय जगदङ्कुरहेतवे सदोदिताय पूर्णाय नमोऽनन्ताय विष्णवे सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त ग्रथितं निर्मलं शिवम् सदाचारं प्रवक्ष्यामि योगिनां ज्ञानसिद्धये प्रातः स्मरामि देवस्य सवितुर्भर्ग आत्मनः वरेण्यं तद्धियो यो नः चिदानन्दे प्रचोदयात्. So we talked about what is Pratasmarami, what is the Pratasmarami is chanted when the sun rises. And we saw yesterday, in spirituality, the sunrise is considered as when you become awake to yourself. And when do you become awake to yourself? Not when you wake up, when you are with yourself, with the consciousness. If you are continuously thinking of consciousness, being the consciousness, you are being awake to yourself again and again. When is it possible? Between two thoughts, between two breaths. Sandhi bolte na. Normally what do you say? Sandhi time is in the morning when the sun rises, sunset and the afternoon. But here we are talking about sandhi within. And what is that sandhi? Between two thoughts, between two breaths. पकड़ लो अपने आप को. You are always available. You don't need anything out of the ordinary. Let life continue, but just be attentive of that space without giving into inertia. Inertia अगर आ गया नींद आ जाएगी. आज नींद आई मंदिर में? सब ध्यान में बैठे थे, काफ़ी लोग बैठे थे ध्यान में. नींद आई? क्यों नहीं आई? तो आदत डालो. Did the sound around in the temple disturb you in Pashupatinath? No disturbance. In spite of all that dham dhudum, Om Namah Shivaya, कोई कुछ कह रहा है, कोई कुछ कह रहा है, आपको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. You are just dived into, you are with yourself. ऐसे घर में भी होना चाहिए, ऐसे हर समय होना चाहिए. Every moment of your existence, throughout this journey to Kailash, it must be like that. Catch that space, maintain that poise. Smarana, remembrance is for something, this we already said, remembrance is always for something that is other than you. You cannot remember yourself. Just like these eyes cannot see themselves. Can they see themselves? But does that mean there is no eye? There is no vision? Vision hai na? तुमने आँख देखी, you have not seen the eyes, but you still know vision is there. Have you ever seen the mind? But you still know there is mind, isn't it? Similarly, just take one step further back. That this life that is expressing through this body, breath, mind, intellect, equipment is that life is that consciousness, and that I am. And this I can never come to know the consciousness, because I is temporary, it comes and goes. Consciousness is constant, continuous. So these are just fine tuning that is required. When you fine tune the guitar, what happens? Music comes out. वो ढोलक लेते हैं ना, तबला, ठक 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 ठक, पहले उसकी तैयारी होती है. क्यों तैयारी होती है? वो जो द सरफेस ऑफ द ढोलक हैज़ टू बिकम फर्म. You cannot keep the ढोलक या तबला surface all the time tight. If you leave it all the time tight, what will happen to it? It will break after some time. It will lose its tensile. So when it is not used, it is left loose. When it is required, quickly, फटाफट वो साइड ढोलक में वो साइड में वो लकड़ी लगे थे, वो सब लगा के they make it tight, and the moment you touch once, the music comes out. Similarly in guitar, sitar, veena, all the time the wires are kept loose, but when you have to use it or play it, immediately the things are tightened and he listens. Each wire is making the right sound or not. Then music comes out. So look at a cat, all the time relaxed. So side se karo. From deep sleep, she becomes absolutely alert straight away. और हमारा क्या हाल है? Alarm goes once, second alarm goes, we still don't get out of the bed. Alertness. So same way, let this music inside. अम्मा पैर उस तरफ करो या इस तरफ करो, मेरी तरफ मत करो. Music must come inside. So what is the tension? क्योंकि wire is in tension, then music comes out. The required tension. ज़्यादा tension हो गया तो क्या होगा? It will break. If it is too loose, no music. It has to be the correct tension inside. So your attention is that tension. Your desire to be that, what you are seeking, that is the tension. And with that, we come to the next verse. अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु यदेकं केवलं ज्ञानम् तदेवाहं परं बृहत्. Again, अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम् जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु यदेकं केवलं ज्ञानम् तदेवाहं परं बृहत्. यदा एकं केवलं ज्ञानं तदे एव अहम परम बृहत्. I am that infinite one. Aham param, I am that transcendental one. Bruhat, I am that bigger than the biggest. We are talking about you. We are not talking about some imaginary person. We are talking about you. That is your true nature. You are the infinite one. Or here it is written, I am that infinite one, I am that transcendental one, I am that which is bigger than the biggest. Now if this is the statement given, what are you considering yourself? I am only this body. Total contradiction. So in spite of being the body, we have to keep that tension I was talking before. Your attention is on the Atma, which is bigger than the biggest. That which is transcendental. And transcendental to what? Transcendental to Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptishu. Jagrat अवस्था, स्वप्न अवस्था, सुषुप्ति अवस्था. तो उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ता है? अन्वय व्यतिरेकाभ्याम. Vyatirik means I am not the world because I'm separate to the world. You know the rule of the world, how you experience the world. Whenever, if I see this table, this is a table, I know this is a table, I am not the table. This is Pramod, I know this is Pramod, I am not Pramod. This is Neil, I know this is Neil, I am not Neil. This is Aditi, I know this is Aditi, I am not Aditi. 3 steps everywhere, for everything in this world. This is space, I know this is space, I am not the space. This is sun, I know this is sun, I am not the sun. Because you are seeing through your 5 senses, you are experiencing, isn't it? Now see how we contradict ourselves. Come to this body, what do you see? This is a body, I know this is a body. What should be the third rule, third sentence? I am not the body. But how do you live? I am the body. Then naturally your experience of life is also going to be inverted. For the whole world you have one set of rule, and when it comes to this body, you have a different set of rule. You see the breath coming in and going out. I know there is a breath, but you say, I am the breath. I cannot live without the breath. Right? I know that this is the thought, I know this is the thought, but I cannot be, if the thought doesn't come, I think I'm getting dementia. I'm becoming forgetful. No, let the mind think or not think, who cares? I'm the consciousness. मेरे हिसाब से तो dementia is good. Because whole life you are what is spirituality? From going from many thoughts to zero thought. Dementia में अपने आप हो रहा है. Question is, are you aware? If you are aware, story over. Then that dementia has got no power over you. Anyway, so I am that supreme, one absolute, all-pervading knowledge which is established in all the 3 states of consciousness, waking, dream and deep sleep, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, by the process of affirmative and negative relations between the self and the 3 states of awareness. Now we will just look at these 2 words, Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam. Vyatirek means? No, Vyatirek means cancelling everything. Anvaya means including everything. Vyatirek is exclusion, Anvaya is inclusion. So, exclusion of what? Exclusion that I am the Atma, I am not the world, I am not the body, I am not the breath, because they are continuously changing. Whatever is changing, I am not. I am that which is constant. So, I am not the breath, I am not the thoughts, I am not the concepts. Then you go beyond the concepts. What are the concepts? I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not the sleeper. Then when you come to what? Then you come to being the witnessing conscious, Sakshi Chaitanya. Then Sakshi Chaitanya, after some time, if he is remaining a witness of everything, slowly, the traffic in the mind collapses, dissolves. And the Sakshi becomes aware of himself. Just like when you are in a dark room, there is pitch dark room. You can't see anything. So has your vision vanished? You still know. You can't see your body. You can't see your nose. You can't see your fingers. But you still are there, isn't it? Same thing happens in Nirvikalpa also. Nothing is available to see. Nothing is available to, but you still there. When that happens, then what happens? That I'm not, this Atma is not only here, but it is everywhere, because that is its nature. And as a result, what happens? Now Anvaya happens. Anvaya means inclusion. I am not only this body, in this expressing through this body, I am expressing through all the bodies. I am not only expressing through Jagrat Avastha, I am expressing through everyone's past, present, future Jagrat Avasthas. For this statement, some of you know Purusha Suktam, Om Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishthad Dashangulam. So Sahasra Shirsha Purusha. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha doesn't mean a caricature with infinite number of heads. Imagine भगवान बनाते हैं ना, भगवान को बनाते हो कंटिन्यूस एंड इट गोज टिल इन्फिनिटी. कहाँ गया? नहीं, इट इज इनफाइनाइट. इस तरफ भी इनफाइनाइट. Imagine infinite hands, infinite legs. It will be a very funny picture that you will have. So what they are trying, that is a painter's imagination. But what it is telling is, you recognize yourself, that divine alone is expressing behind all the heads, behind all the eyes, behind all the senses, behind all the minds, behind all the feet, behind all the hands. So this is unaware, all inclusivity. Just like a wave feels that it is only this much, but when it surrenders to the ocean, what does the ocean take on all the waves? I am in all the waves, isn't it? The waves are in me, I am in the waves. But if the waves are there or not there, it does not matter to me. This will be the a penultimate disposition before merging into the. As long as this body is there, and you are trying to realize through this body that consciousness, this is the maximum we can reach. That Anvaya. So here let's see what he says. Swamiji says, turn your thought inwards to its source, thus starts the spiritual journey. Spiritual journey does not start by going, I told you yesterday also, it does not start by going to Kailash, by going to pilgrimage, by going to scriptures, it does not start by going to anywhere outside. It starts by going to self within. Then what is pilgrimage? It is an opportunity for you. Now you are going to Kailash, you go to Kedarnath, you are going to Kedarnath, you go to Yamunotri, Gomukh. What happens? Or you go to Vani Devi. Nowadays to bus ja rahi hai, but before there were no buses. So what people used to do? They used to walk. Now you go to Kedarnath, 19 kilometers of walk up there. What will happen by the time you finish 19 kilometers? What will happen by the time you finish your Kailash Parikrama? You will be exhausted. And when you are exhausted, the first thing is, apna matha teko. You want to surrender. And while that walk also, you want to surrender. Ki, I don't have what it takes to finish the journey. Lord, you function through me. This body is yours, this breath is yours, this energy is yours, these thoughts are yours, this tiredness is yours. You handle it. That's why we are going to pass through Yamadwar. See, everything in our culture is connected to that. To go back within. Whether it is marriage, whether it is all the rituals, whether it is the puja, whether it is the havan, everything, we get lost in the outside. But all that is a reminder. अब तुमको मैं एक example बता देता हूँ. You do havan outside, right? You take the ahuti, you throw into the, or offer it to the fire, and the fire keeps glowing. Can you see a fire going on here where you are putting ahutis? In your eyes, in your vision, continuously the ahuti of color and form is being offered by the creation. You are not doing anything, it's happening. Havan is going on. In the Havan Kund of ears, continuously the ahuti of the sound is being offered. In the Havan Kund of this mouth, continuously the ahuti of food is being offered. In the Havan Kund of the mind, so with all the senses. In the Havan Kund of the mind, continuously the ahuti of the thoughts is being offered. Continuously. In the Havan Kund of the intellect, continuously the ahuti of the waking, dream and deep sleep is happening. Because they are the main three concepts. Then in waking you have other concepts. Now once you come to this, you will do it if it inspires you to do sometimes outside. Otherwise, continuously your attention is on the havan going on here. Continuously the puja is going on here. So here the teacher says that turn your attention inwards. Karma is not done for the sake of karma. Karma is done only for one purpose, to purify. Japa is not done for the purpose of japa, purification will lead to japa. Japa is not done for japa purpose. Japa is done to make your mind single pointed, ekagra chit. Then meditation is not done to, I am sitting in meditation. Why? I become stress free after that. Bhagwa yahan se. Then what is meditation done for? To lose yourself and while remaining conscious. Meaning you lose your identity. What is your identity? I am a man, I am a woman, I am a father, I am a daughter, I am a sister, I am a citizen, I am a devotee, I am a sadhaka. All these identities must dissolve in meditation. If that is not happening, it is the joke of meditation that we are doing. So understand that spirituality means going within. The one absolute knowledge is, I am that which is present in all three areas of experience, namely waking, dream and deep sleep, uninfluenced by any one of them. And how are we living? In the waking, if I scold someone, Swami, I am not going to the class. होएगा, बीच में हो भी सकता है, क्या करेंगे, कहीं पे लाइन पे लाना पड़ेगा तो बोलना पड़ेगा, है कि नहीं? नहीं, but Swami ji, you said don't be disturbed by waking. I am not disturbed. Whatever you say, I will keep doing what I want. फिर गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. No, but what is, see, eyes, I'm giving you triggers. Eyes are not disturbed by all the colors and forms that are coming to it. Are they disturbed? They continue to illuminate all the colors. Ears are not disturbed by the sound. Tongue is not disturbed by the taste. Continuously the taste is coming. Continuously the skin is not disturbed by different textures that are coming, the breeze is coming. Mind is not disturbed by the thoughts. सुबह से लेकर रात तक थॉट्स आते रहते हैं, जाते रहते हैं. इज द माइंड सेइंग कि यार बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया? सोचता रहता है. They keep pumping out. So mind is not disturbed. Then who is disturbed? If senses are not disturbed, mind is not disturbed, then who is disturbed? Some idiot is disturbed. That idiot is you. That idiot is this I. That idiot is this I. So recognize, keep. Our spiritual journey means every opportunity we must come back to the center so that we are watching, not getting involved. The nature of involvement and withdrawal is in the mind. The nature of involvement and withdrawal is in the senses. The eyes open, when they are open, they are involved. They are illuminating. Then they blink. When you close your eyes, the vision has withdrawn, isn't it? Same way, when the sound comes, the ear is involved. When the sound concludes, the ear is uninvolved. Same way, when the thought appears in the mind is it appears as if it is involved, and when the thought concludes, the mind as if is uninvolved, isn't it? So where is this coming and going? This is the nature. The sun is coming and going, the weather is coming and going, the years are coming and going, the health and disease are coming and going, thoughts are coming and going, and all sensory perceptions are coming and going. But are you coming and going? You have to keep the attention on that one within who is not coming and going. Waking, dream and deep sleep are coming and going, but you are not coming and going. You know, that means the knower is other than this, that which is coming and going. Then that's where the attention is being brought. Recognize this by the technique of Anvaya Vyatirek. And I already explained to you what Anvaya Vyatirek is. That first you do I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this. And then once you come to the constant principle, then the nature of the constant principle is that it is all pervading, all pervading. Just put it that. Another word for it is vibhu, which is all pervasive. Not only all pervasive, it's all pervasive, one without a second, all knowledge. But this knowledge is not at the word of thoughts. Its nature is knowledge. And that's you, huh? But what do we want? We want to collect knowledge only by way of experience. We want to collect knowledge by way of thoughts. Make this shift that I am of the nature of knowledge. Then it will start getting invoked. Whatever is required will be available to you when it is required. Most of the time, where is our mind? In expectation कि आगे क्या होगा. Listen to all the questions that you have been asking. It is always about, स्वामी वहाँ पे खाना, अभी किसने पूछा था, कहाँ पे गए थे हम, वहाँ पे खाना, हाँ किसी ने, धर्मा said that Swamiji, people are asking, when we go to Manakamna, are we going to get lunch or not? How does it matter to you? If everything is organized, lunch will be also provided. So same way now, from starting tomorrow, don't ask what is going to happen. You are in the system. Whatever is required by you to know will be told to you. Then what you should be doing? Just be with yourself. If can't be that, chant Om Namah Shivaya. Leave everything. Before leaving everything to God, leave it to us. That's the trial. Next point. In other words, our existence is independent of three planes of experience, but these three, waking, dream and deep sleep, cannot exist without us. Waves cannot exist without ocean. But ocean can exist without waves. Because Dead Sea has no waves, so there is waves or no waves. Ocean, I told you in the first class itself, the ocean does not get influenced by appearance or disappearance of waves. Now, recognize this about yourself. I do not become less or nor do I become more if there are thoughts or no thoughts. I do not become less or more if there is a waking, dream and deep sleep and meditation experience. I do not become more or less because I am the constant one. I am the continuous one. I am the all-pervasive one. I am the all-knowing one. Nothing can be added to me. Nothing can be subtracted for me. You can add and subtract from the body. You can add and subtract from the breath. You can add and subtract from the thoughts. You can add and subtract the concepts. But you cannot add and subtract the consciousness that I am. Recognize this. And live in this knowledge. By being this knowledge. Infinite absolute reality without any impurity or duality and triputi, Abheda, undifferentiated existence, is our essential nature. This is the meaning of Gayatri Mantra. Infinite absolute reality without any impurity or duality. When do thoughts come? I told you in the first class itself, whenever there is referential, we give reference, take reference. We take something else as real. So if I take this table as existing, and it is as real, immediately, this is a table, I know this is a table. Thoughts will appear only if there is otherness. Thought will appear. How many times you say in your daytime or in your life, I am the right hand also today. I am the left hand also today. Oh, I am the head also today. I am the tummy also today. Do you keep repeating it? Do you keep repeating, I am the body, I am the body, I am the body? You have to remind yourself. Why? You have included it in yourself. That's why you don't. Keep thinking about, there are no thoughts about the body during the day. Only when there is a disturbance in the body. For example, hunger. For example, eyesight becomes bad. For example, if you hurt yourself, then your attention goes to that part of the body, not the whole body. Understand? So यहाँ पे जो बोल रहे हैं without any, so we don't want any duality. We want to go beyond duality. Duality is created when I take a step down from being the infinite consciousness and I accept myself as individual consciousness. And when you start accepting yourself as individual consciousness, that this is called as mind. Now I am telling you something else. If it clicks, it clicks. If it doesn't matter. Mind is also consciousness. Consciousness with thoughts is mind. Mind without thoughts is consciousness. So what are we saying? From many thoughts come to one thought, zero thought. You understood that, isn't it? So what are we trying to do? Through japa, through the dhyan, we are trying to shift our attention from many thoughts to one japa. From one japa, for example, Om, then people keep doing 20 years. People have come to me. 20 years they have been doing Om sadhana. Swamiji, mind is disturbed. अबे किया क्या फिर 20 साल ओम साधना करके अभी पूछ रहे हो कि माई माइंड इज डिस्टर्ब माई थिंग्स आर नॉट गोइंग द वे दे शुड. So where did we go wrong? If 20 years we have done sadhana of Om, where have we gone wrong? One Om is enough to dissolve everything, and we have done 20 years of Om and still our individuality is intact. Because we were too busy in doing Om. We are not aware that Om is a prakriya, wherein initially you begin chanting Om. I am just telling, ये साधना करके समझ लो, that first you chant Om, 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 then फिर अपने आप वो धीरे धीरे होना शुरू हो जाता है. Om, Om. Attention should not be on breathing in. Attention should be on breathing out. As long as you can breathe out. When this starts happening, mind will start quietening. The number of Oms appearing in your mind, if you were first chanting when you started, it was 100 Oms in 1 minute. Because you were tired of other thoughts. No other thought should come. Only Om should be there. Now, in 1 minute, maybe 5 Oms come. 6, 7 Oms come. When that starts happening, people still keep focusing on that. Next stage is different. Next stage is you have to shift your attention to the beginning of the Om or the conclusion of the Om. Our goal is not to establish Om. Our goal is to establish the self. Om is only a support that you are taking. It represents the world as well as the truth, the consciousness. So we have taken it as, so we just said Vedanta. What does Vedanta mean? To go beyond the words. All words are included in Om, but Om is still a syllable. It is still coming and going. It is not continuous. We have to go beyond it. How to go beyond it? Catch the beginning of the Om. Catch the conclusion of the Om. फिर देखो कैसे? Then you don't need 1 hour is too long. 1 minute is too long. My grandfather used to sit he was 86 years old before when he passed away. He used to sit मम्मी के डैडी. तुमने तो देखा होगा कि देखा ही नहीं. He used to, when he was doing नाटक and all that, ड्रामा में होते थे. तो first dramas in Melbourne, Maharashtra Mandal was with him and Mandar. He was the Kanva Rishi. Then he used to directed also Padri Padla Pavitra Dhala and all that. So in those days, the early 90s. So he before he chants the third Om, he's gone. He's gone. So is our sadhana of Om moving in that direction, or is our sadhana moving in the direction ki 16 mala 16 malas we have to do, 21 malas we have to do, 108 times Trambakam we have to do. Somewhere along the way, if our attention is not right, we will continue doing it. We want to dissolve. So keep that, come back to that undifferentiated consciousness. Differentiated consciousness is mind. Undifferentiated consciousness is Atma, the spirit. Continuing, repeat after me. Jnana jnana vilasoyam. Jnana jnana vilasoyam. ज्ञाना ज्ञाने च पश्यति. ज्ञाना ज्ञाने च पश्यति. ज्ञाना ज्ञाने परित्यज्य. ज्ञाना ज्ञाने परित्यज्य. ज्ञानमेवावशिष्यते. ज्ञानमेवावशिष्यते. ज्ञानाज्ञानविलासोऽयम्. ज्ञानाज्ञाने च पश्यति. ज्ञानाज्ञाने परित्यज्य. ज्ञानमेवावशिष्यते. A seeker who has been contemplating and remembering that I am the true eternal self, as instructed in the previous two verses. This is, we are doing Jnana Sadhana. We are not doing Japa Sadhana. First is Karma Sadhana, then is Japa Sadhana, then is Jnana Sadhana. Karma Sadhana is at the level of body, Japa Sadhana is at the level of speech or mind, and Jnana Sadhana is at the level of intellect. So, acha, intellect, I am intellectual, straight away. Forget about the first two part and straight. It is not going to, nothing is going to happen. Someone starts thinking that when I eat 7 chapatis and the 7th chapati fills up my tummy, and he, instead of eating the first 6, he goes straight to the 7th chapati. Is his tummy going to get filled up? This is our story. Until and unless you don't do the first part, why Karma Yoga is told? So that you don't get distracted by this world. What was the first rule? Yama Niyama. Live in this world in such a manner that you do not disturb the world by your thought, words and deeds, nor get disturbed by anyone's thought, words and deeds. This is the first basic minimum. If you don't do this, you can do whatever else, it's not going to click. If you are doing your Japa Sadhana, then it must result in this first thing, this will be this, that you will not be disturbed. But majority people, what they do the japa in the home, tell everyone to become, shut up, so daddy is doing sadhana, and someone, wahan pe, the kettle goes, swing, and then and again japa is going on. Then someone drops the pot, ta-dang, again. And when the meditation is over, you come out, and then sabki khair nahi uske baad. तुमको पता नहीं कि I do meditation at this time, I do japa at this time. See, if this is happening, what sadhana? You are doing sadhana, you should not be disturbed. You are driving the car, you have to be alert. You can't blame why that fellow is driving the car wrongly. You have to be alert because you want to reach the destination. Same way, at home, if you are doing your sadhana, you have to be alert. You can't blame anyone. That is their nature. And that was the example I was giving in the beginning. Today in the temple, so much sound was there. But did it disturb you? So, that is what here he says. That a seeker who has been contemplating and remembering that I am the eternal self, as instructed in the previous two verses, comes to see this world as the sport of the self. It's the sport. It's a Leela. Ram Leela, Krishna Leela, Shiva Leela. And this is Meri Leela. Not Mary Leela. There's no saying Mary. The moment you say Mary, it will become attached. You watch this. Everything is happening of its own. You don't create hunger. You don't create the breath. You don't create the vision. You don't create the hearing ability. You don't create the waking, dream or deep sleep experience. Everything is happening. Everything is happening. And when everything is happening, where is your responsibility? Is your responsibility to get attached to what is happening, or your response should be, अच्छा चलो movie देखते हैं कैसे चल रही है. Watch the movie. ये हो जाएगा अभी कैलाश में जाते समय होगा. Because after some time you will be so exhausted, you will be watching your body moving. Automatically the steps are going. So, if that is the where we have to reach, why not start practicing right now? Don't unnecessarily get involved. Don't unnecessarily start thinking about tomorrow. You have given yourself this opportunity to come to Kailash. Let it fructify into the abidance in the self that we have come for. Let Shiva reveal himself as peace, as tranquility, as auspiciousness, in spite of everything. Let mind get disturbed, but you don't get disturbed. Let mind have thoughts or no thoughts, you don't own it. Let eyes see or not see, you don't become the seer. Because if right now my eyes are going here and there everywhere, I'm not focused on anyone. But suddenly if I focus, तो immediately memory आएगा, ये तो आंखें बंद करके बैठा है, सो रहा है, जागा है. So I'm talking, but suddenly my attention go, I was first only scanning. In scanning, I'm not attached to anything, but I stop somewhere. Suddenly this fellow has his eyes closed. You may not know it, but I know suddenly the thought passes. Is he sleeping or is he awake? Immediately I have got attached to this fellow. So never get attached to anyone. Keep scanning everything. And how? यानी स्कैन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि फिर पागल हो जाओगे. जिसका माइंड स्कैन कर रहा है उसको पागल बोलते हैं, बिकॉज ही हैज़ गॉट नो कंट्रोल ओवर हिज थॉट्स. So what is the difference between a mad fellow and us? What is the difference? That fellow says, I am intelligent, I am smart, you think that you are smart, but both are mad. When one does not know one's essential nature, one starts projection. The samsara or duality starts with that. Whenever we move away from consciousness, the spirit, the moment we move away, that very moment the mind appears. The moment mind appears, mind means duality. There cannot be ekam eva dvitiya. There cannot be one without a second, and mind is there. Mind needs two to exist. And what is that two? Someone tell me. This is many. What is two? Two is subject and object. Subject is the I thought, object is so many other thoughts. So I interacts with whatever is there and a thought is created. This is a bit technical. So with every thought there is one I. And what is ego then? You take one sparkler. You take the sparkler, you take it around. It's at any given moment only in one place. But you keep rotating it fast. What do you see? A circle of light. Is it existing? But it is there. that fellow is ego. So this I is moving so fast within us because so many thoughts. An imaginary ghost is created which is called ego. So what is japa? To slow down the thoughts. What is sleep? To remove the thoughts, dissolve the thoughts. And that's where we experience the bliss, isn't it? In deep sleep. Mast neend aa gayi. She asked me, Swami, what did you have a good sleep? I said, you gave me massage. I couldn't sleep all night. So in deep sleep we get the bliss. Now we want conscious bliss. So you come back to your essential nature. So here it's saying that when one does not know one's essential nature, as long as you are involved in the world, you are involved in the body, you are involved in the senses, you are involved in the mind, emotions, concepts, till then you are only away from yourself. This over-involvement in the world. And how does over-involvement in the world begin? By over-involvement with the body, that I am this body. Thoda sa heat ho gaya, oh, it's so hot. Thoda sa cold ho gaya, it's so cold. Learn to persevere, remain witness. ठीक है, गर्मी है, चलो हर बार, every time my mind reacts, this time let me see what my mind does. I'm not going to react. I'm going to watch. And the mind will go, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Then just like a small child, if the child is crying and mummy looks at him, the moment mummy looks, but what after some time a new mother, just she has become a mother, she learns the trick. Every time I give him attention, this fellow cries more because he wants attention. So mother knows this fellow is crying, she keeps looking everywhere else. थोड़ी देर रोएगा, फिर उसके बाद he'll find something else to play with, isn't it? You all have kids, you have seen that? Same thing is with the mind. So for some time the mind will keep, this is hot, this is cold, why the food is like this, why the food is like that, I am getting tired, I am not getting tired, this is exciting, this is boring, etc., etc. You are not reacting, you are just watching. Not watching the mind, you are attentive towards the consciousness, but aware of the thoughts that are coming, emotions that are coming. After some time, वो कहेगा कि यहाँ तो दाल गल नहीं रही है. कहाँ गले, फिर कहाँ जाऊँ? क्योंकि बाहर तो जा नहीं सकता. बाहर जाने के लिए the I must come with it. But now I is not associating with the thought. So this fellow says what to do. Okay, let's go back to where the I is. Meditation shuru. It's that simple. However, when the duality is rejected, the experience remains without the experiencer. This is called conscious being. This is how Mahatmas live. Seeing the world without becoming the seer. Hearing the world without becoming the hearer. Taking care of the children without being the mother. That you have to develop now. Ammachi is a mother for the whole world. She has got no kids of her own. You are mother to only your kids. Is there a possibility you can be the mother to all the kids? Possible. You have to invoke. Because if you are consciousness and consciousness is everything, then the mother has to be Jagat Mata. Jagat Mata. That is your true nature. Why live only as mother of 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you have? So raise yourself and you see Ramakrishna Paramahansa says Sharda Mata, she is the mother. Ananda Mahima, she is the mother of the universe. Ammachi, she is the mother of the universe. Jnaneshwar Mauli, he is the mother of all the beings, whole universe, even though he is a man, boy. So motherhood is not specific only to females. It can be invoked because we are all made up of 2. Yeah. Everyone has the male and female within them. So invoke. Stop being comfortable with who you are. In the sense, as a human being, we want to realize our full potentiality. Remaining in the absolute and playing the act of duality is the lifestyle of the wise. This is exactly what we were saying. This is how the great Mahatmas live. They are abiding in the self and they are living the life. Sometimes people say, Swami, you left to the ashram and how come you are with mom? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? गुरु आज्ञा, खत्म बात. उसके आगे कोई चक्कर ही नहीं है. But that has not become an impediment, that has not become a problem, that has not become a challenge. Satsang is going on, the sadhana or the contemplation is going on continuously. So, whether you have a propensity to be a sannyasi or you have a propensity to be in the grahastha, be comfortable there. You don't have to run away to anything. Being in grahastha, you can be a sannyasi. And being a sannyasi, you can be a grahastha. How? Ashram खोल लो. बच्चे कोई पैदा नहीं किए पर डिसाइपल्स इतने इकट्ठे कर लिए, डिवोटीज इतने इकट्ठे कर लिए. Ashram now, Grahastha is worried about home, about the future of the kid, only 2 kids and the wife and husband. यहाँ पे the sannyasi or the Mahatma, he is worried about the whole community. Whole community. You see? Growth, expansion. But then there also we get caught up in Vaishnavite and Shaivite and the different groups and different religions. Rise above it. Sanatan Dharma is not about being a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, nothing. Sanatan Dharma is about being the truth. All religions came afterwards. They are the creation. God did not create religion. I'm sorry. Man created religion. Be the witness, do not react. Anandmai Ma's, you have all heard of Anandmai Ma? You can Google it. Her husband was her disciple. From young age itself, she was intoxicated with Krishna. कोई पढ़ी लिखी कुछ नहीं, no, not studied at all. But every time she opened her mouth, gems used to come out. And after parents got her married, and still she won't, the husband and wife have to get together. She will not. She says, every time he touched her, he used to get into trouble. Something, the biography says. Then eventually he thought, what is this happening? Why am I not able to touch her? Why am I not able to embrace her? He is able to sleep next to her, but he is not able to touch her. फिर धीरे 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 पहले तो गुस्सा आता था. He used to get angry. What my parents got me into. This, that. Slowly the transformation came. And then he said, what are you always smiling? Why are you always in bliss? Why are you always so quiet? Why are you always, what are you thinking about? She said, पहले शिष्य बन फिर बताऊंगी. She didn't say that. He said, please initiate me into that. And then she initiated him. उसका मंत्र था. So if you go to her ashrams, it says, देखो, सुनो, मत बोलो. See everything, listen to everything, but don't react to anything. Keep this mantra. देखो, सुनो, मत बोलो. This is Sakshipana in practice. अत्यंतमलिनो देहो अत्यंतमलिनो देहो देहि चात्यंत निर्मलः देहि चात्यंत निर्मलः असंगोहमिति ज्ञात्वा असंगोहमिति ज्ञात्वा शौचमेतत् प्रचक्षते शौचमेतत् प्रचक्षते अत्यन्तमलिनो देहो देही चात्यन्तनिर्मलः असंगोहमिति ज्ञात्वा शौचमेतत् प्रचक्षते. बोलते हैं. So first was Shauch. The body is highly impure and the self is absolutely pure and unattached to the body. I have already explained this. See, automatically thought goes in that direction. I didn't know read the verse, but still. The knowledge that I am that self is considered purifying. So what is Shaucha? Shaucha means cleanliness, isn't it? What is our cleanliness? Our cleanliness is रोज सुबह उठ के झाड़ू मारो, वैक्यूम करो. Our shauch is every morning get up, brush your teeth, go to toilet, take shower. That's how normal people begin that way. Abnormal people, they take shower and go to sleep. They eat breakfast and then brush their teeth, Australian style. Very wrong. सुबह उठ के नहाना चाहिए, स्प्रे मार के काम पे नहीं जाना चाहिए. But they want fresh, they want what you call, they want a fresh shower at night so they can sleep better. They don't want fresh shower in the morning so that they can be awake during the day. ये तो योगी हो गए, योगी दिन में सोता है. शौच यहाँ पे बताया, here it is being told, शौच means recognizing that body is nothing but impurity. What is body made up of? What? Filth. It is made up of blood, urine, fecal matter, phlegm, and bone marrow and bones. 6 things. These are the things that have gone into making the body, and they are putrefying. No dead body smells nice. The moment life goes out of the body, it is stinking, isn't it? So recognize this body is made up of only filth. That's it. And I am not that filth. I am the consciousness. I am pristine. I am pure. I am immaculate. For the ignorant, Shaucham, purification is external with multitude of rules and regulations. You see the pujaris, you must be practicing that. ये हाथ उधर लगा दिया, फिर पानी से धोना है, फिर इधर, फिर पानी से धोना है, again you have to do this. लगे रहो यही करने में. But that attention must shift to this. That how many times you will wash the hands, body is not going to be pure. You have to recognize that the self is ever pure. See? Is the space pure or impure? Space is pure, isn't it? Because even though it accommodates the whole creation, but it is not corrupted by anything in this creation, isn't it? It's untouched, isn't it? Same way, I am that conscious space which is untouched by anything, by this body. When we use the word body, it just does not mean the physical body, it also means your mind and intellect and breath. All the 5, and the Anandamaya Kosh. However, the wise knows that the body is a huge can of garbage and the one embodied in it, the Dehi, is the pure, immaculate one. What do you do from childhood till now? What have you done? Put garbage here and throw out the garbage every morning. So you are a good, क्या बोलते हैं word?
Recycling.
रिसाइकलिंग मशीन, इधर से खाओ नीचे से निकालो, पानी थोड़ा सा पियो फिर भागो टॉयलेट। हाँ? यही तो काम कर रहा है बॉडी, और क्या कर रहा है? और उसमें बोल रहे बॉडी हैज़ टू बी हेल्दी, इट हैज़ टू फॉलो व्हाट इज दैट इंटरमिटेंट डाइट और कीटो डाइट और दिस डाइट और दैट डाइट। अरे यार, इनफ ऑफ बॉडी, हैव यू थॉट ऑफ द डाइट दैट यू आर गिविंग टू योर माइंड? What thoughts are you? If you are so careful about giving correct food to your body, correct discipline, go to gym every morning, this, that, do puja, this. What about mind? Are you spending little bit time to discipline the mind with japa? To dissolve the mind through dhyan on a daily basis? Are you, how throughout the day, all the thoughts that are coming in your mind, have you ever thought that yeah, ये सब ठीक है? Every now and then put a reminder for yourself. क्या? I am the Dehi, the embodied one is untouched. The embodied consciousness is ever pure. Just keep reminding, keep repeating initially. After some days, you, that is true. And then interest will arise. How come I am not the body? How come I am only the consciousness? Then you start having interest in such satsangs. These satsangs are not to make you dependent on us or scriptures. These satsangs are so that it clicks to you and you become self-motivated. That is the whole purpose. For the wise, impurity is duality and multiplicity. Very beautifully said. When we give credence, validity to otherness, to a sense of otherness, it is impurity. So if you see God separate from yourself, it is impurity. If you see Guru as separate from yourself, it is impurity. If you see scriptures as separate to yourself, it is impurity. Because scriptures are nothing but the thoughts of our mind. So, if we have to think, what should we think? You think according to the scriptures, or as the scriptures are thinking. That is what Vedas are. That's why those who have got clicked, they keep chanting the mantra, or they keep chanting the Rudram, or they keep chanting the Ganapati Adharva. Continuously the mind is resonating with those sounds, because each sound of Atharva Shirsha, each sound of Vedas is a potent force in itself. It has a vibration unparalleled. They have been formed in that manner. Or if you too many words in Vedas, just chant Om. It is the most powerful syllable that is there. So what do you call? Permeate your mind with that sound of Om by doing the japa of Om. So what will happen when you chant Om? Exactly the same thing. I already explained in the previous verse. From chanting of Om, slowly the Om will become less and less. Eruptions of Om in the mind will come. Then your attention should go to the beginning or the conclusion of Om, and then the Om will also dissolve. And then what will happen? Nothing has to happen. Then you are where you are. उसके बाद कुछ नहीं होना है. And last point, the wise functions as consciousness through the body. This is Shaucham for him. So what is Shaucham? First, recognition, the sense of otherness, the sense of duality is a Shauch, that is impurity. Mind only functions as what? I told you, no thought can appear in your mind. There are three ingredients required. Body is required, instrument, whether it is seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, subject is required, and object is required. When these three together, like this the tripod stand, if these three are there, a thought can come. If you take one out, collapse. Similarly, what is this creation? Again, a tripod stand. Jeev, Jagat, Ishwar. Jeev is me, Jagat is the whole universe, and Ishwar is that some higher power which we are given of name Shiva, Narayana, Vishnu, etc., etc. Can you change? Who is God? You can never come to know God. Why? It is only by grace that you can come to know God, isn't it? If He wants to reveal, should I waste my time, my whole life thinking about God? Pata nahi if He will grace me or not. Can we change the world? Can we change the world? We cannot change the world. So we cannot make any influence on God. Neither can we make any influence on the world. What is left? So work on yourself. Work on yourself. Because that world and that God, where is He? Only in your mind, in the consciousness that you are. That consciousness itself has projected itself as the various gods, as the various devatas, as the five elements, and as this whole universe. Recognition of this. Mahatma sits twiddling his thumb. कुछ नहीं करना है, मस्त रहते हैं अपने मस्त, ना कुछ लेना है ना कुछ देना है. Nothing to do, nowhere to go in this life. We'll conclude here for today and we'll see from 7th verse in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.